Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek here looking at Chicago from Show Enterprises, brought to Spiel 2012 by Simon & Talk, the Japan brand. We're here to talk about the game.
Yes, I'm personally pretty excited about this game of a very different, strange reason. Show Enterprises is a pretty new company, but the designer is not new. First time I went to Japan, I wasn't really much into board games at the time, but I like role-playing games, and I saw one role-playing game that I found, ooh, this looks different. It was like cute, but it wasn't just a gag, it wasn't just a joke.
Right.
It was made by a guy called Ginichiro Suzuki. Ginichiro Suzuki, and I was like, okay, I remember that name. But it struck me that Ginichiro, it doesn't sound like a contemporary name, sounds pretty old. Now I asked him, it's like, yeah, he's like 63.
Okay, what year was this?
Yeah, and that was like, what, 12 years ago.
Okay.
So this is the guy, I believe he's 77 or something. So he started up a company again to make his own board games. He's a gamer at heart, and he goes to like all game conventions in Japan. He sits there at the table, it's like, I want to play games. And everybody's like, oh, our master, are you okay? Aren't you tired? Okay, so what is this game? He made a game based on the age of Prohibition. Mm-hmm. So the players are all gangster bosses like Al Capone. They are trying to control these areas of Chicago. At the start, you have one henchman. And you can place this guy. Each turn, you've got a little sheet here. Each turn you got a number of action points. I believe it's like 4 or something. Maybe 3, maybe 4, I don't remember, it doesn't matter. 3, right. You can place one of your guys. I believe you begin on the board somewhere, so you've got, maybe the players have their little areas here. You can use your action points to get more of these from the stock to your hand. Okay. You can use action points to, place these. You can use action points to move these, etc. When you start to fight for the territories, there are no dice involved. If you move like this, if I manage to move all these here, this guy is eliminated because it's 3 against 1. Right. Now if he's got 2 here, I try as hard as I can to make 3 against 1 and 1 against 1 teams. This is impossible, so what happens here is we got 2 against 1 and 1 against 1. Then both these are eliminated. And in this, both these are eliminated, so 1 guy is left.
Right.
These guys are eliminated, they go back to the stock, so you'll need action points to get them back. What's interesting in this game is that you will use these guys and you'll get income from these places depending on how many guys you have. So this can actually generate $3,000 per turn. Okay. So that's why you want to control these. So you got fine paper money with the designer himself on the note. Yeah, but you need to take care because your income is actually registered here on the register board. Okay. So it's like this is your official income. And you use this income to buy casinos and moonshine stills, but they are both illegal, so you can't register them as actual expenses. What you can do is you can give money to charity, and then your money goes down. Okay. Each turn, the guy with the lowest on the register board, who is officially the poorest, he draws one of these chits from this bag. So he can draw a cop and says, well, the cop comes here. And then every player who has a guy there needs to either they are arrested and go to the lockup, okay. But it's cooler because it's a rock-up. And then you will need money to release them from there. Or you can bribe this cop for $1,000 per henchman. Mm-hmm. And it costs, if you have a casino there, you can build a casino in a specific area. Right. You can bribe it. You can bribe them to sort of look the other way. However,
half of this.
Yes. However, as you know, during the age of Prohibition, you had the untouchables.
Yes.
These cannot be bribed. So these are, if they manage to draw this, the lowest guy, then he targets a player and says, sorry guy, and he loses all his casinos, all his moonshine factories. You can just have 1 per player though, and right. All his guys. And you might think this is really horrible, but it isn't, because once the game ends, after a couple of rounds, the guy who has the most money wins. There's just one catch, because the guy who has the most money, he was Al Capone, and he gets arrested. And all his money is halved. So unless he really had a really big advantage.
More than twice as much as the next person.
Yeah, the second best will actually win. So this is a matter of trying to balance balance your income into try to be last, because then you're the guy who can mess with the other guys, and you don't really want to be first, because if you're the first at the end of the game,
you're not winning.
You will be out of the game, basically.
Right.
So what you'll do is that you try to actually give away your money, because giving to charity is the only thing that can actually lower your income.
Okay.
It's pretty interesting,
And
actually.
it's 4 players only.
It's
3 to 4.
it's 3 to 4, which is a bit of a neck, but it's cool. It's plays in, I believe, 45 minutes to an hour, and it retailed for what, 30 euro. It was released in Japan just a couple of months ago, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's pretty new, and he has more games in the line, and I'm personally very excited to see what he comes up with, because he always has, they aren't very extremely new, but there's always this little touch that makes him something original, because he's an interesting designer.
With a lot of experience, obviously.
Yes, he has. And he is a role player. He loves atmosphere, story, and theme.
He made new game this year, maybe 4 or 5 games this year.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
And so this we get to see one.
Yeah, you get to see one.
For people
And there were a
outside
couple of ones based on his old role-playing game
Okay.
that just wouldn't be able to be released here, because it was based on the very, very hotly put, the Japanese version of Lord of the Rings, which is a very cute one. But I mean, a lot of gamers knows what this is, but here nobody knows, so it wouldn't make sense to release it here.
It is 1 hour role-playing game.
Yeah.
1 hour. Just 1 hour.
It's a 1 hour role-playing game, and here, and behold, no game master.
Oh,
It's a role-playing game based on cards with no game master.